times you fought for the ones with no voice. A CPSV warrior, you gave them a choice. Through the system that breaks hearts, you stood in the fight, advocating for families from morning till night. Happy birthday, Tiff, our light in the storm. Your heart's been their shelter, your love keeps them warm. Unselfish and steady, for 30 long years you've been more than a co-host. You've dried countless tears, you've carried their battles like they were your own. Turn pain into purpose, never fought alone. A true friend, a warrior with a beautiful soul. In this fight for justice, you make broken things whole. Happy birthday, Tiff. Oh, here's to the woman who's given so much. Happy birthday, Tiff, our light in the storm. Your heart's been their shelter, your love keeps them warm. Unselfish and steady, for 30 long years you've been more than a cost. You've dried countless tears. So here's to the woman who's given so much. Happy birthday, dear Tiff. Your heart is our touch.
Before the cameras, before the streams, you gave people hope when they ran out of dreams.
You answered the phone when nobody would. You stood beside strangers because your heart said you should.
Some heroes wear medals,
Some never wear a crown,
some simply lift us up
when life has knocked us down.
Happy birthday,
Tiff and The Punisher.
today this song belongs to you.
For every family, every child, every battle you've helped us through.
You gave us hope, you gave us strength.
You reminded us what love can do.
Happy birthday. Today we celebrate you. We celebrate you.
You gave your nights, you gave your days, helping families find their way.
Not because someone asked you to,
Not because someone paid,
but because your hearts were made this way.
thousands of voices across this land
Would simply say Thank you.
Every parent, every heart you've held
carries a piece of your life. Happy birthday
to two incredible souls.
May this year bring you
the same hope you've given,
the same love you've shown,
the same strength you've shared,
because you've given
so much of yourselves.
Now let all of us
give something back.
Happy birthday,
Tiff.
happy birthday,
CPS Punisher. We love you. We appreciate you.
Today the heroes are you.
They are taking our kids every day. A child a minute, no one has a thing to say. For those who have been isolated, don't be worried, you have a voice today. So listen up everyone, here is the story. Child Protective Services is real. CPS is what they call it. They want our kids because it fills a lot of people's wallets. We all think it won't be us. We say when they come we will be so tough. It all sounds good when there's no one to take them. But when they come, your voice gets to breaking. Stay calm, step away. CPS ain't taking no one today. We are educated. Stay calm, step away. CPS, you need to leave. I know the tricks up your sleeves. You can't do what you're trying to do. We have done our homework. Don't do a damn thing without a warrant. You will no longer will steal our kids this way. Tiff! Tiff and the Punisher have come for the calling. They are giving us the CPS warning. Their voice is loud and clear. We stop losing our kids this year. Tiff wants to fight the entire planet. She's tired of our kids being taken. God damn it. She's been fighting CPS for 30 years, bringing children home from this disgusting mess. The Punisher screaming out loud, abolish CPS and tear it down. I want all our kids to come back. Look at all those kids' pictures held up by Tiff Tack. Together we are stronger than will tear down CPS with hot speed. We will do so much being together. The birds of a feather flock together. So watch out, CPS, here we come. Picking you off one by one. We promise to bring back the family and prosecute the caseworkers unhandily. So give us back the kids you have taken, sending you all on a vacation. The one with bars in the windows and the only games you play are on Nintendos. Corruption in courts, here we come. We won't stop until it's done. You judges need to learn what you stand for. This is Tiff and the Punisher Warrior. And we cry out to all you out there. We need support for a cause that many don't care. All children are being stolen way too often. So CPS, we plan on doing the stopping.
Whew. Happy birthday, Tiff.
Thank you. Happy birthday to you too. Tomorrow's your birthday.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Did you have a good day today?
I did, but I got to tell you, both those videos made me cry.
Yeah, Becca did a great job on that one. That was very nice. That was very good.
Yeah.
Becca, thanks for that. That was very nice.
Well, I called her last night and I said, look, I know Darren's going to do something for my birthday, but I also know that Darren's not going to put up that it's his birthday the day after mine. So I want you to do a Tiff and the Punisher birthday for me and Darren. And I just texted her. I said I loved it. I was crying. I was crying for the first one, and then the second one just made it, you know, just even more emotional. So yeah.
No, that was really good. Thanks, Becca. That was really cool. And thanks, Tiff.
You're welcome.
That was good. That was really good. So, well, we got quite a story today. I don't mean to jump right to business. Oh,
That's
you know
okay.
what, Tiff? Don't forget that you have a cake to eat after this too. Make sure you eat that on your birthday.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm
Make
going
sure
to.
you
Don't
and
worry.
Mitch, you and Babe get to have it yourselves. Have yourselves a nice little cake off. You and Babe do that after you get all those ones wound down.
Yeah.
And have a nice little Babe and Tiff chocolate or cheesecake thing. I really enjoy DoorDash. I'll tell you. Like, do you know how cool it was for me to just be able to go like today, and there you had a cheesecake in 20 minutes?
No.
Like that's really cool. I mean, I don't know how much door dashing you do, but I'm going to use a lot more of this DoorDash because you can really mess with someone too. You can really mess with people. Like all of a sudden, you know, someone shows up at your house with like a bunch of stuff. You're like, I didn't order this, you know. But
that's funny because my husband came in the room and he's like, the pizza's here. And I said, what? He's like, there's a pizza here. And I said, what? So now he's yelling at me, there's a pizza here. I said, what? And he was like, I asked the dude if he had the right address. I asked him to say the address. And he was like, yeah, this is your address. I said, open the pizza box. And I instantly knew. My sister sent me a pizza. I just got done talking to her. And the pizza came, and not even 30 minutes later, you sent me a cheesecake. That shit was funny. My husband goes, I guess we're not going to Target today. That shit was funny. It was fucking hilarious. Well, if I had known, I'd have recorded it.
Oh, man, yeah. That's funny. That's well, I'm glad that it was funny, and I'm glad that you guys had it because you guys were hot as hell out there working today and everything. So it must
Yeah.
have been a good little break. So that's cool. Good stuff. And if you guys ever if you guys want to send Tiff anything from DoorDash on her birthday, get in touch with me and I can give you her address and you guys can have it delivered. She could use a stockpile of Cheesecake Factory cheesecake and coffee.
Definitely
Those are the
coffee.
things that she would still have. What do you drink for coffee? Because I was trying to figure out, I was going to have him stop at Starbucks and grab you a coffee on the way, but I was like, I didn't want to call you back to ruin the surprise, but then I'm like, I don't want to buy her something that she doesn't drink. And, you know, it's kind of like, you know, you don't buy someone else underwear, you know, you just, coffee is
Yeah.
kind of like the same thing. You can't just sling a
So,
coffee at somebody.
okay, I'll tell you what coffee I don't drink. I don't drink hazelnut, and I definitely don't drink French vanilla. Any other flavor, I love flavored coffee, but those two I don't like.
Yeah, those are the two things that Mary and I drink when we drink coffee. So I'm glad I didn't order you anything because it would have been one of those. It would have been one of those two items. So I'm glad that we know this now.
Yeah.
But
And thank
so
you, everybody. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you for the videos. That really made my night. And in fact, I want your video too, Darren, because I just asked her to send me hers in an email.
oh, nice.
Thank you, Henry.
Let's see what we got up here for in the chats here real quick before we go on to our main event here. And boy, do we have a main event tonight.
Yeah, we do.
Happy birthday, Tiff. Hip hooray, hip hooray, hip hooray. All hail the queen. Hail the queen. Live long and prosper. Henry, that's so nice. And Henry's back too, guys. So Henry's back on. He's back in business on Saturday nights. 8 o'clock ish, somewhere in there. He's not really locked his schedule down yet again. But I say that he starts at about 8. So that could be anywhere between 7:30 and 8:30 when it comes from my schedule. But make sure you check him out because he's got all the news in the ADA. He knows what's going on with that stuff. He's Henry's on a mission right now, and he's actually figuring things out. And it's pretty cool to watch it unfold from me watching it. Just say the guy is busting his ass out there trying to make this whole system come down and make the ADA be recognized. And, you know, he's pretty much doing it solo and he's making, he doesn't feel like he's making strides, but I can tell he is. He's breaking through. And it's pretty cool to be on this side of it. So when you hear this song, this, you will know
Courts aren't blue saying fair.
This will be Hammer and Hank
You
when he
have
comes
pulled out
in.
your last hair.
Well, I'm glad he's feeling
The
better.
law isn't on your
Yep,
side.
he is, and he's back at it. So make sure you guys check him out Saturday night. But now for today, oh my gosh, I don't know if anybody saw the prequel to this on Tuesday when we had Sir Thomas Bain come in here and we hadn't spoken to him in a while. Tiff, he actually got taken down after one of our podcasts that he had joined us for a year ago, 2 years ago, whenever that was. That was way back. You know,
Well,
that
I
just
feel
shows how
kind
long
of
we've been
bad
around here.
because
Yeah, we caused
feel
him to
like-
get taken down.
yeah, I was like, oh my God,
Oh,
maybe
no.
they were tracking him.
They probably were, and it probably was our fault. But, well, Mr. Bain's probably frothing at the mouth now, hearing about all of us. So, let's get Mr. T. Bain out here, and let's see what he of it. And I don't know where the Angry Citizen is tonight either, guys. So, if anybody sees him out on the street, pick him up and tell him to get in here. But yeah, let's get Mr. Bain in here, and let's get to this war that we got going on because this is just crazy. Everybody, wait till you hear this. Don't leave. Go get some popcorn, grab some cigarettes, some New York cheesecake or something, and get a load of what's about ready to hear because this is wild. Everybody, Mr. Thomas Bain.
How's everybody
Bain.
going out there? Yes.
Whew. Man, I have been waiting for this, even though I already know what the story is. But I
Yes.
can't believe it. But I can believe it because it's kind of happened to me too, but not in the
Well,
way that it did with you.
we see things from a perspective than people have had, and it's real. And I'm glad to hear Henry's back on the scene. I was thinking about Henry. And Tiff, happy birthday. And man, I hope you have a happy birthday as well too. And I'm jumping at the bit. I'm gonna be watching some of the chats. I recorded this earlier, and man, I'm just I've already said it. I'm ready to show it. And man, thank y'all for everything you do. Everything you do.
I don't know if you oh, go ahead, Mr. Bean.
I was going to say, the work that goes into it, and the support. And thank you.
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you, man. I'll show you I don't know if you saw this or not, but check out our backdrop that I made.
Funny. I'm
sure you recognize that. You recognize that sign, right?
Yes, yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. I figured you get a kick out of that one. Tiff, that's like the sign everybody sees when they come into Maine.
Yeah. Well, hey, I appreciate that. That really gave me a boost in spirits there. I like that.
That's sweet. Well, you got something to show off to start this up with, Mr. Bain?
I do. Are you able to go to my share screen where I can I'll hit the play on the video?
Yeah, I'll get you in here. I'll put it up right, and then we'll get you. Let's see. Here you are right there. Boom.
There we are. All right.
Maximize this baby out.
Here we go.
We'll click this. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hi there. I would I'd like to start out with thanking everybody who is attending today, and everybody who may watch this in the future as time allows. I appreciate all the colleagues, friends, co-workers, acquaintances, our veterans, our construction workers, our everybody, because in order for this legislature to work, we're going to have some buy-in, because that's what it's going to take. And so I hope that this is an invitation for some critical thinking. I'd like to see some things that I don't see, and I'm asking for some help building the best legislation that we can build. That being said, I'm going to dig into the American Family Initiative. This is just a quick overview of the two proposed legislations that I'd like to put forward towards Congress with the help of everybody involved. So, the American Family Initiative, Building Americans' Opportunity to Heal. This is a working draft, version 1.0, and it includes companion legislative concepts. So, with that being said, to all the people of the United States of America, there are moments in the life of every nation when a generation must decide whether to leave behind. Some generations built roads, some built industries, some defended liberty, some carried America through war, hardships, and uncertainty. Today we have and to and families through practical evidence-informed solutions that unite Americans around a common purpose. We believe the time has come to expand access to trauma-informed care. We believe the time has come to strengthen families whenever it can be accomplished safely and in the best interests of the child. We believe that the time has come to act with purpose and urgency, and I repeat, the time is now.
Let's pause this up, Mr. Bean, for a second. Let's get this figured out because there's a lot of good information here. Because the audio, for some reason, is coming through the it's coming through the oh, all right. So that sound is in the recording itself. All right. Well, let it rip then, and unmute your mic if that's coming through there like that. Go for it. Let her go.
Is it on mute? I mean, it's. I don't hear any sound.
Yeah, he's got his let me see if I can unmute him. There we go.
Child.
There we go.
Collaboration among mental health professionals, healthcare providers, educators, child advocates, community organizations, and policymakers. And when I say policymakers, we've got to the point of such a broken system. We really need to be transparent with maybe after getting started and looking at the root cause of this. And I'm not saying it's the policymakers' fault before any no blame, no nothing like that. But I'm just saying, and a lot of times in safety management we go back to the root cause of the issue to make sure it doesn't happen again. And some of that could be a cultural shift, overcrowding of the court system. There's several things that could lead to factors of the root. That's time is not for right now. Right now we have to act. And like I said, this is not a finger pointing. And this is all positive. Yesterday was yesterday. We must move forward. Promote measurable outcomes, accountability, and program improvement. Encourage public awareness and early for childhood trauma. Legislative action number 2 is the American Family Trauma Recovery and Reinvestment Act. I know that's mouth right. So, purpose: establish a framework for the considering the reinvestment lawfully recovered funds into expanding direct trauma recovery services for children and families, consistent with applicable law and future legislative appropriations. Estimate lawful opportunities to reinvest, recover public funds into trauma recovery initiatives. Prioritize funding for direct services that benefit children and families over unnecessary administrative expansion. Support a range of informed trauma therapies, and we're going to touch on that. And that's, I feel that's very important. That's where the help of the mental health professionals really with this, guys. So, and gals. So I'll leave it way out. including family-based approaches and other appropriate therapeutic modalities. Encourage partnerships with qualified community patients, healthcare providers, and educational institutions. Let's get our higher universities. Let's get them involved in this. Let's really tune the training of the social workers who to providing this evidence-based treatment to help fix the problem. We need y'all to invite periodic professional review to improve program effectiveness. Plan, do, check, act. If anybody's familiar with PDCA, so we want to make sure we want to treat this as something that we want to be transparent with, and we want to be able to evaluate it for effectiveness and see where we can make improvements in the future. So our national commitment: no family left behind, no child left behind. Heal the child, strengthen the family, strengthen America. And I'm going to take a second right there and come back with the next section. Thank y'all. I did want to give a little disclaimer, as this next section is a little bit long, and I don't believe we need the 1,000-page document. I believe that would cripple the efficiency of what we're doing. I want to say this: I have had some injuries here recently, and not so recently, and so sometimes I have trouble with my speech, and so I'm going to keep recording straight through this. I hope that I get the point across, and I'm also supplying the written notes to this as well. So, with that being said, we're going to dig into the American Family Objective, a national invitation to protect Americans' children and strengthen America's family. No family left behind, no child left behind. This is an open letter to child advocacy organizations across the United States. Many of you in the grassroots community, we know each other. We know we follow each other, and I think it's time that, as an organization, it's time to pretty much ditch the grassroots and bring this thing to full circle. And I know many of these organizations, they want in on this, and I hope many of them that have been invited to attend, I'm sure we're going to see some amazing recommendations from them. So we respectfully invite you to join a national conversation centered on one shared purpose: protecting America's children and strengthening America's families. Across our nation, countless organizations work every day to prevent abuse, support survivors, strengthen families, improve child welfare systems, provide essential services, and advocate for children whose voices often go unheard. Although these organizations may differ in their methods, priorities, and areas of expertise, they're united by a common commitment: to believe that every child deserves to be safe, respected, and given the opportunity to thrive. The American Family Objective seems to encourage collaboration among those who share that commitment, and that's important. We've already touched on root cause earlier, so I'm not even going to mention this. This is something to look at afterwards. Our belief is that we believe that protecting children is a shared national responsibility. No single organization, profession, or institution can accomplish this work alone. And this is something, there are organizations out there that have values, morals, and norms that align with. They are very proactive when it comes to child protection and their beliefs as far as people go that hurt these children, and I'm among them. But we're not pointing fingers. We're here to fix the problem. And these larger organizations that are in place, I'm hoping to get some buy-in and some help from them. Great people. Um, you meet the greatest people in the weirdest of circumstances or the darkest of circumstances sometimes. I'd like to say that. I know that to be true. So we also want to involve nonprofit and organizations, educators, healthcare professionals, researchers, law enforcement. I know, right, guys? Law enforcement. We've got to have them. And that's the truth. These guys, um, for the ones that do it and they walk the line and they hold their, they have a hard job. So, um, with that being said, social service agencies, policymakers, and concerned citizens. And we've already talked about policymakers. American Family exists to encourage dialogue, collaboration, and evidence-informed solutions that improve the outcome for children and families. This is our principles. We believe every child possesses inherent dignity. Every child deserves protection from abuse, neglect, exploitation, and trafficking. Every family deserves fairness, respect, and meaningful support. It can be provided safely and in the best interest of the child. Every survivor deserves compassion, healing, and justice. Public institutions that operate with transparency, accountability, professionalism, and respect for rule of law. Communities should invest in prevention, early intervention, education, mental health resources, and family support. Constructive reform should be guided by reliable evidence, thoughtful dialogue, and a commitment to improving the lives of children and families. And I just want to touch on this, and all my people in the construction world that are hopefully listening. No bid contracts. So I'm going to tell you, you're going as a parent, you're going through some of the hardest things you're ever having to deal with because um, your most beloved thing, a piece of you, your family, familia, is taken and you don't know where they're at. And that's stressful. That is stressful. And we're going to touch more on the health effects in the next piece. But um, we want to make sure that we get this right. And it's very important. So, this invitation, we invite organizations throughout the United States to participate in a broad, respectful, and solution oriented effort to identify practical ways to strengthen child protection and family support. We welcome organizations with diverse perspectives that share a commitment to protecting children through lawful, ethical, and evidence informed approaches. Together, we can exercise and exchange ideas, identify successful practices, encourage researchers and research, support innovation, and promote collaboration that begins with children and families. So, we'd like to see a discussion and partnership in child abuse prevention. At the end of the day, this is the focus. This is the cry. We got to do a better job. We have a responsibility to do a better job. It's time to come together. You know, um, let's do this. I need your help. I need your input. I need your critical thinking. I need your whatever you're willing to lend. I believe it's a righteous move. So, family preservation and support. We want to keep the family together. We don't want to split the family up. That's part of the problem. Foster care and kinship care. You know, thank you to the foster care homes that open their homes to the children and give them love and support. And, the ones that need to touch up their program and get compliance, that's one of the things that when we do evaluation, you got to get in compliance. And there's no more of this whispering in the children's ears negative thoughts about their parents. That just destroys the child. In fact, when you say no big contracts for training and you put these parents through these trainings, what are we teaching the foster care family system? And don't think I'm not pointing fingers at the foster care system. There are some great foster homes out there, and I was even in one as a child in a different state. Come to think of it, but there's the good and the bad. So, and we need their help as well. So, trauma-informed care, child exploitation prevention, missing and exploited children. That's a great organization. We need their help. Education and public awareness, community engagement, independent research, data collection, and transparency. We got to be open about our numbers. We have to be precise, and so we can get accurate measurement of the direction we want to move in. Professional training. And, that's good to have. I would love to hear some of the other colleagues in the training world what they may have to chip in on that. Legislation and policy development, victim services, survivor support, and cross-sector collaboration. And that means we're not hiding one thing from another in these different areas where we got to be open with it. We have to be transparent with it. You can't have a problem and try to act like it's not there and just hope it goes away on its own. I think we're in a very good position to do this. And, I know some people right now may be thinking taxes, right? Taxes. Whoa, be taxes. But I actually, we're going to talk about how we're going to pay for this without raising a single tax percentage anywhere in the country. So put some thought into that one. And, if somebody can make it better, please do. So our shared responsibility, children depend upon adults to protect them. Families depend on communities for support. Communities depend on institutions worthy of public trust. The future of our nation depends on willingness to work together. Regardless of our backgrounds, professions, or perspectives, we share a common responsibility to improve the safety, well-being, and future of America's children. Our call to action, we invite child advocacy organizations, family support organizations, researchers, educators, healthcare professionals, legal professionals, survivor advocates, civic organizations, faith communities, and concerned citizens to participate in this continuing national effort. And that includes, some already well-established organizations. This isn't something we have to build from the ground up because this is about America. So that's my pitch. Sorry, I had to get a drink down. All right. So we ask that you contribute your knowledge. Need your knowledge. This is a document. This is a draft. This is the first one, and this is kind of like the outline to it. There's some more detail in another one, but we want to make this good. So need your help with this. Need to share your experience. Um, Offer your research. I know that from speaking on other podcasts and podcasts prior that there are other people that have done the same exact kind of research and that other people have done, and we're going to need that for identifiers. And there we go, identify successful practices. Um, because I don't believe we're doing that right now, and I believe it's something that we got to turn around immediately. Recommend constructive reforms, help strengthen families, help protect children, help build a future where every child has the opportunity to live in safety, dignity, and hope. Together through cooperation, evidence, compassion, and lawful civic engagement, we can advance meaningful progress for children and families across the United States. Our guiding question before every recommendation, before every policy, before every decision, before every action, we're going to ask one question. Does this protect a child or strengthen a family? If the answer is yes, we move forward together. I'm going to give a exclusive summary, and we're going to bring this part up to a wrap. So, the American Family Objective Legislative Policy Framework is offered as a resource for legislators, policymakers, child advocates, researchers, practitioners, and community leaders committed to improving outcomes for children and families. This is a group thing, and I want to say this just came to mind. Let's think about our incarceration rate. Let's think about the trauma to the parent and to the child there. Now, I'm not anybody to judge anybody. That's not what I'm saying. But for whatever situation it may be, and think about the trauma of mom or dad going to prison, the stress on. We're going to talk about the health stress in the last section, but yeah, that's why I've also asked several prison advocacy groups to attend or watch this later, and I know they will critique it because like I said, at the hardest of times, you meet the best of people sometimes. So, national policy objectives. Objective 1 is to protect every child. Every child deserves protection from abuse, neglect, exploitation, trafficking, and violence. Objective 2, strengthen every family, whether it can be accomplished safely and in the child's best interest. Policy should support family stability, prevention, and access to services that reduce risk and improve well-being. Objective 3, promote prevention. Invest in evidence prevention strategies, parenting and education, mental health care, substance use treatment, and community support before crisis occurs. Let's get proactive. Objective 4, support survivors, and we've got to do this. If we're going to fix this, we've got to expand access to trauma-informed care, victim services, counseling, education, and long-term recovery sources. Objective 5 is to increase transparency. Once again, I've said it once, I've said it twice. Transparency, it is a must. Encourage public reporting, independent oversight, data collection that help policymakers evaluate whether programs are achieving their intended outcomes while protecting privacy. And at the very start of that says encourage public reporting. That does not mean, hey, let's pick up our phone and call our neighbor who has children and it's July 4th and they're having a good time and maybe they're too loud, maybe you don't like their music, whatever the case. Let's stop that, please. You know, because that's not the public reporting I'm talking about, in case anybody gets it twisted. All right. Objective 6, promote accountability. Got to be accountable. Encourage fair investigation of credible allegations of misconduct or criminal activity, along with the appropriate due process protections. That's a big word right there, due process. You know, our country, which is coming up on its 250th anniversary, 1776. Due process is the foundation of our legal system, and a lot of times it gets swept under the rug. And those protections are there to help keep the court system from backlogging. It's helped keep the trauma to the children down to a very minimal time. And when you don't abide by due process, then you've got a really big problem, because then you have kids in the system a year, 2 years before this thing even gets all the way to court. Objective 7, strengthen research. Support independent research and evaluation to identify effective child protection practices and improve policy over time. Objective 8, encourage collaboration. Let's work together. Promote cooperation among families, educators, healthcare providers, law enforcement, child welfare agencies, courts, research, nonprofit organizations, and community leaders. Let's shift from splitting the American family and creating generational damage to let's work to keep them together at any cost possible. Let's fix the problem. Let's appropriate the funds, and I'm going to get to that in a second. And let's do it. Let's not split mom and dad up and start telling bad stories about each other, so we can have we can have custody of the children, or child support, or whatever the case may be. And I will say this, and sometimes, yes, there's no reason ever for that, but unfortunately, there is a need for child protection agencies, CPS, DHR, whatever the acronym may be. However, it doesn't need to be the state's largest entity. We've got to change things there. So this framework encourages policymakers to review available evidence, consult with diverse stakeholders, pilot promising approaches where appropriate, measure outcomes using transparent metrics. So important. Revise policies as new information becomes available. Before every law, before every budget, before every vote, ask one question. Does this protect the child or strengthen the family? So I think I'm going to cut that off there. And as far as the second part, I've got, there are a couple more pages about that part, but that will be available for those who want to read it. So I'm going to take a break, and we'll get to the last section. Stop, Mika.
All right, Bane, that's a lot of information right there. Let's get to talking about it. If we got you here, where are we, Mr. Bane? Where are we? Bane is
Recovery and Reinvestment Initiative.
There you are. So hey, Bane, we got you up here without that talking.
Childhood trauma may affect. What is that?
All right, you want to take a minute here and speak on what we've already talked about?
Well, this one's not that long, so it will finish it up, and I hope it's not too long for everybody. But
No, I just didn't know if you wanted to I didn't know if you wanted to have a stab at talking about stuff with
No,
us. You got a bunch
I'd
of
rather
comments.
go ahead
So,
and
all
knock
right.
this part out because it does
Okay.
catch up on how we're going to pay for this thing.
All right.
All right.
All right. Let's roll it then.
Not only the child, but also parents, grandparents, siblings, foster families, guardians, caregivers, and a broader support network upon which children depend. The legislature further finds that prolonged exposure to traumatic events and chronic stress may adversely affect the emotional, psychological, and physical well-being of caregivers and family members, potentially impacting the stability of the home and the long-term recovery of the child. Statement of purpose. The purpose of this section is to encourage a excuse me a comprehensive family-oriented, family-centered approach to trauma recovery by expanding access to evidence-informed trauma recovery services for children, supporting parents, grandparents, guardians, foster families, and caregivers affected by traumatic events, encouraging collaboration among healthcare providers, mental health professionals, educators, child advocates, researchers, and community organizations, promoting measurable improvements in the health and well-being of the children and families, encouraging responsible stewardship of public resources dedicated to trauma recovery. So, recovery principles. The legislature recognizes that trauma rarely affects just one individual, it affects the whole family. So, whenever it can be accomplished safely and in the child's best interest, recovery service should recognize and address the need of the family as part of a comprehensive treatment plan. Helping children recover often includes helping the adults who provide them with safety, stability, guidance, and unconditional support, never-ending love with some support. So, family recovery services programs supported under this act may include, when clinically appropriate, individual trauma counseling, trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, family therapy, parent and caregiver education, grandparent support services, peer support groups, play therapy, art therapy, music therapy, occupational therapy, horse assisted services delivered by qualified individuals, nature-based therapeutic programs, school-based behavioral services, and not taken away from the school budget to do this. The financing is already available, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But also crisis intervention and some stabilization services, community-based recovery programs, other evidence-informed therapeutic services determined appropriate by qualified licensed professionals. So trauma and family health, as mentioned before, the legislature recognized that prolonged stress associated with caring for traumatized children may contribute to significant emotional and physical health challenges among caregivers. I believe this to be true. Programs developed under this act should encourage early recognition of caregiver stress and facilitate access to appropriate support services. Potential effects may be anxiety, depression, sleep disruption, emotional exhaustion, and a lot of parents know what that one feels like. Chronic stress, increased family conflict, social isolation, caregiver burnout, elevated blood pressure, and other stress-related health conditions, reduced overall family resilience. Early intervention for caregivers may improve the long-term recovery of children by strengthening the stability and health of the family environment. So, fiscal stewardship and reinvestment. The legislature recognizes the responsibility of stewardship of public resources, and it's a fundamental public trust. Whenever public funds are lawfully recovered through audit, settlements, fraud, enforcement actions, recovery of improper payments, or other lawful financial recovery processes, policymakers should evaluate whether a portion of these resources may be appropriated to expand direct trauma recovery services for children and families consistent with applicable law and legislative appropriations. So, yeah, the money's already there. This is not going to raise a dime of our taxpayer money, and we're just going to use our taxpayer money for Americans. Um, let's let's be fiscal conservators of the money that comes out of people's paychecks, and not so wasteful. So, the objective of this initiative is not merely to recover public funds, but to responsibly invest in the health, safety, and future of America's children, and that's what it's all about. Direct investment priorities subject to future legislation appropriations and applicable law reinvestment funds may be considered for expanding access to child psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors, and clinical social workers. Increasing the availability of qualified trauma professionals in underserved communities, expanding family-centered trauma recovery services whenever it can be accomplished safely and in the child's best interest, supporting evidence-informed therapeutic approaches, including horse-assisted services and nature-based therapies, expressive therapies, and other clinically appropriate interventions, strengthening partnership with child advocacy centers, grassroots child advocacy groups, schools, hospitals, nonprofit organizations, and community providers, supporting workforce development and continuing education for trauma-informed professionals, improving access to services in rural and underserved communities, supporting ongoing research program evaluation, and continuous quality improvement. Plan, Do, Check Act. So, accountability programs supported under this act should demonstrate measurable outcomes. We have to have identifiers, maintain transparent financial reporting, be subject to independent oversight and audits where appropriate, report measurable improvements in access to care, family engagement, and child outcomes, prioritize direct services while minimizing unnecessary administrative costs, continually incorporate new evidence and professional recommendations to improve effectiveness. So, a declaration, the Family American Initiative, is founded upon one simple belief. Helping children recover often begins by strengthening the families who love and care for them. We believe that identifying problems is only the beginning. We have a responsibility to build practical solutions. We have a responsibility to identify responsible ways to support those solutions. And we have a responsibility to ensure that every public dollar entrusted to this mission delivers measurable benefits to America's children and family. No family left behind, no child left behind. Build America's opportunity to heal. We recognize that no single profession, organization, or individual possesses every answer to childhood trauma. This legislation is often offered as a working draft and an invitation for collaboration among legislatures, mental health professionals, educators, healthcare providers, researchers, child advocates, all of us in the child advocacy game. It's time to take the underground above ground. And I think there's a lot of people that would agree with that. Families and communities to strengthen America's response to childhood trauma and family recovery. So at the end of the day, if one psychologist says, here's a better way to phrase this, that is a win. If one legislature says, let's study this idea further, that is a win. If one child advocacy center says, we want to be part of this, that's a win. If one family says, we felt heard, that's a win. Those conversations are how good public policy grows. Sorry. The strength of a nation is measured not only by the challenges it overcomes, but by the opportunities it creates for its children to heal, its families to thrive, and its communities to grow stronger together. Success isn't that everyone agrees with us. Success is that experts from across the country and afar help us build something better for America's children and families. Our charge to the nation: America has always risen to meet the defining challenges of its time. Today, one of those challenges is ensuring that children and families affected by trauma have access to compassionate, evidence informed care and the support they need to recover and thrive. This initiative is offered as a working draft because it can be made better. I just know we're going to get a lot of great ideas. So, because we believe the strongest legislation is strengthened through collaboration, and it simply is. We invite legislatures, we invite mental health professionals, we invite educators, we invite physicians, we invite researchers, we invite child advocacy centers, and all of those in the underground and the overground. Let's bring it together. We invite parents, we invite grandparents, we invite community leaders, we invite every American committed to the well-being of children. Help us improve this proposal. Help us strengthen it. Help us build practical solutions that serve children and families. However, because the future of our nation will be shaped not only by the decisions we make today, but by the opportunities we create for our children who will inherit tomorrow. I want to leave this this podcast with this. We can do this. We can make it right. And but it's going to take collaboration, and we have to act with efficiency. So, with that being said, I wish everybody a very happy 4th of July weekend. Stay hydrated because it is warm, and I look forward to the feedback and to quantifying things that we can do to make this better. And next steps would be to receive these suggestions and to take a look at what our second draft looks like. So thank y'all for your time. I want to give a big shout out to everyone. This is an American thing. This isn't about politics. This isn't about religion. This isn't about anything but about a parent and a child and family. So, with that being said,
Okay, are you able to hear me? All right. So I didn't I apologize for the music in the beginning. I had the blues going and I was just kind of into what I was doing. I didn't I didn't that was raw live because nobody else has seen it. So I hope there was some value in it. And and that's all I got to say. Any feedback?
Mm. Well, I mean, you got a lot on the table there. You got a lot. There's a lot there to sift through. And the number one thing that you kind of briefed on, but and I'll be honest with you about this because there's no reason to beat around the bush and not be honest with it. Is the money savings thing is where these politicians want to see when you're dropping this stuff in. You know, when you're dropping these items in there, all they really want to hear and what they want to see is where does this save us money, and that's right out of one of the horse's mouth. So if you don't have those solidified, I know that you have plans and everything, but if you don't have those plans like solidified and hold to show them those big numbers breakdowns, like what is the overall savings that the American public would see by dropping this legislation? Because I didn't hear you come up with an overall statistical number, did you?
No, there weren't any hard statistics in this
Right.
roundabout. So there is another kind of outline that does have those statistical numbers but it's not completed yet. And so I didn't want to go too far into that when hopefully somebody will come up with some great ideas for that. And somebody with a passion for math.
Yeah.
Because ultimately the numbers don't lie. They do not lie. So, well, thank y'all very much, man. I hope y'all have a great 4th of
Let's
July.
get to some. Hold on. What do we got up here? We got questions for you over here.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Let's see here. Tiff's trying to talk. Tiff, you can't talk. You're muted. Oh, there you go. Talk, Tiff. TikTok. Tiff talk good.
Okay, so if you can get the numbers to me, I can send it to my brother-in-law. He's a senator in Delaware, and I can run it by him too.
Okay.
So you have my email address. So if you can get me the numbers and where they can save money, I can talk to him about the legislation.
It sounds good. Everything that could be done to move this forward helps.
Well,
Because-
not just that. If you can get me that in everything that you said, if you have it written down somewhere and get me the numbers. I also sit on the legislative body here in Virginia.
Wow.
I can actually bring it to the table here in Virginia.
Awesome. Now I did. You see, it's there we go.
Stars are aligning.
Yes.
And that's what you need. I mean, what is the first part of this plan? I know that you have it structured in such a way, but what's the number one action part of this plan that you are most excited about seeing take place? Like, what's the one thing that you...
The end of the splitting of the family, that's got to stop. And I know beforehand we kind of touched on that. And, sometimes there are reasons why, one child goes with one parent and not another. But, they got to turn around the focus on let's tear the family apart, because that is what's happening. And, when we talk about numbers, that's one of the things. When I moved to Maine, I was shocked because it is so blatant. Their numbers are not even practical for a state with that population. Let alone all the other stuff they do to people in Maine.
I got to jump off because it's bedtime around here, and we got some kids that. Anyway, get me that information, and I will get it in some good hands.
Gotcha.
Bane, I'm going to keep you in here for just a minute. We could keep. I got a couple more questions for you.
Sure thing.
And then if you guys out there have any of you guys,
Hold on.
bye
Hold on.
guys.
Hold on. Come here, you two. Come here. Cairo, come here. Come around here. Come this way. Say happy birthday, Darren.
Oh. All right, yeah. Here, I'll launch my balloons. Hold on. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Here, I'll put my balloons up. Watch this. Ready?
Look.
That's what I'm gonna do here. Right? Then we're gonna do this. Where's my
Look
balloons?
what Darren's about to do.
Here we go.
You
Whoa!
see the balloons?
Yes. Party streamers. There you go. You want to do some fireworks? Whoa!
Oh my!
Look at that. And then we'll do the fireworks to end it.
Look.
Look at that fireworks.
All right. Say bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Good
Night,
night.
Tiff. Have a good night. Rest of your birthday.
Thank you. And get me that stuff, and I'll get it to the right people.
Mom, I'm
All right.
sweating right here.
All right. Yeah, let's yeah, the ending of the family separation thing is a huge thing. Where do you see the beginning of this? Like where do you see in the process go with this? Like how are you seeing this like getting legs, and what do you need for it to start taking off? You need support from people. Do you have like a short proposal, or do you have this thing that you can start sending out to people to start giving to their local politicians and to get people, like, do you have like a short an outline, if you will, that people can take and start talking about this thing?
Well, yes, there is an outline, but to be honest with you, the start of it was just now, and
Perfect.
hopefully some of these ideas that will, or some, because I see things from one perspective, somebody sees things from another perspective. The collective helps kind of focus on the issue, because we got to stop destroying the family. The mental health, the physical health, the generational damage has to come to an end.
Mm-hmm. No, it definitely does, because from them destroying the families comes homelessness, comes loss of jobs, drug use. A lot of these things are coming from them when they separate these families. It's not just them separating a family and everybody goes on with their lives. That doesn't happen. When they separate the families, they do a hell of a lot more than just separate, take the kid away. It breaks that kid down for future. The kid loses trust. The child loses trust. They lose safety. They lose stability. They lose all of that. So their future now has become bleak and dark, if you will.
Yes, very dark.
The parents now come along as they've given up on everything. Damn well. How many people do you talk to that have been through CPS that have lost their home, they've lost their job, they've lost everything. So this whole process is now creating that, and it needs to be stopped. It's very important that this is stopped, because what they don't realize is they keep talking about the encampments and all of this stuff in these homeless cities popping up. It's because they're taking the goddamn kids and they're destroying the family. The family is the cornerstone of America. That's what they've lost. The foundation of America is the father, the mother, and the children. That's what America is. The American family, red, white, and blue, American pie, all that shit all comes with your family. Like how many people you see hanging out this 4th of July with their families? You don't see it anymore. It's worse and worse after years. Like it used to be even 5 years ago, like you would see the streets were lined up with cars and people outside drinking beers and having a good old time. And CPS has scared people straight. They've stopped people from wanting to be around each other. They've crazed us with this idea of getting sick and social distancing. They've done all of this stuff to us, and it all stems from CPS.
Yes. And then, this is another thing. They take a natural reaction as a parent, any parent that loves their child, and here's some stranger comes and rips your child out of the hand because somebody called and made a unverified claim. And, the numbers in Maine show it's about average of 2 years, and the percentage of the children coming back to the parent is not good. And during that time, they're being whispered poison, which breaks them down because that destroys every sense of safety, security, self-consciousness, all of that, and it's destroying the greatness of this country.
It
And
is.
it's
And
not a political thing, it's not a racial thing, it's not a religion thing, it's a parent thing.
mhm. It is, and it's destroying the next future. The children that are coming out of this is what scares me about what Melania Trump's doing and the Trump administration's doing is the fact that they're trying to enrich the foster care program, and the only thing that tells me is that they plan on putting more stake in more kids. Because the only reason that you're going to increase money into the foster care program is because they need more kids, they need more space, they need more stuff to make this program grow, and they're going in the wrong direction. And I'm so disappointed that Donald Trump is doing this. I'm very disappointed in Melania Trump. I'm happy that they cracked a whip at it a little bit and we're like, oh, we're going to help these foster children out. But what they're trying to help these foster kids out is a minute bit of what the destruction that they've caused these people, these children, when they're taken away from their homes. They didn't ask for any of this. Neither did the parents. But in a lot of ways, look, CPS comes because there's something that was there. They don't come majority of the times when you're picked and all that. Something has happened that has brought them to your situation. Not saying that that's right or wrong, or I'm not saying that that's right, but it is. There's something that you've been flagged for something. But what happens next is the kids are taken away and tortured and put through agony and put through pain, and they're put through neglect, and they are taught and shown what real abuse and neglect is. And
You are
that's not
correct.
right. This should not be a punishment to them. They shouldn't be punished for the crimes that us as adults are committing, if we're even committing a crime or an action that caused this. It's out of control. And we see this guy, but Gelsi. Did you see that the other night when I played that politician that's he used to be the former Secretary of Transportation?
I didn't, but I wanted to ask about it because
Yeah.
I believe, I was curious about that.
Well, what happened is someone maliciously attacked his family by calling CP, and he's gay, and he has foster kids, and they maliciously made a false accusation on him, and CPS came and took the kids out of the house for 24 hours. Now, we know, number one, that's a power pull because none of us only lose our kids for 24 hours. None of our kids lose our kids for 72 hours. None of our kids are missing for 6 months. We all lose our kids for a year minimum. But anyway, he's on this track of, oh, well, this is terrible. This has scarred my kids. Saying the right things, but I'm afraid that the agenda is going to turn, because what's happening here, and no one talks about ever, is the fact that they're illegally stealing our children from perfectly good families that are just doing life. That's all they're doing. Everybody's just trying to get through life. And to be able to come in and take your child away from you and put this pain and suffering on the entire family unit is asinine, and that's what should be illegal. And I think that's what you hit on and what you were proposing here. Is that's the stuff that needs to be illegal. They need to look at themselves in the mirror and draw from that.
That's right. That's where the root cause investigation, because this system, we know it's broken, and it's broken.
Well, no, it's not broken.
Being.
They did exactly what they wanted to do: destroy America, put a bunch of money into people's pockets, and traffic children. And that's what's happening. But why do none of these politicians have the balls to come out and say that this is what they're doing? They all dance around it. No one's coming out and exactly saying they are stealing kids from innocent families every day at the rate of a child a minute. Why can't these politicians come out and just say this?
I agree.
No?
But I'm going to, just like you and I, they've I'm gonna say they missed their shot, and I'm gonna keep yelling it and yelling it, and for what it's worth, I'm at peace with myself, so I am going to well be it. I just like to fight, but I'm gonna fight this system probably to
we
my
need people
last
like you.
breath.
We need people like you, and I know that you'll stand true to that, because there's so many people that are treating this movement as a let's get some YouTube videos, or let's get a like thing, and that's a lot of what the Canton Hall of Shame is putting out there right now. And there's a lot of other groups out there that are making this into like a media frenzy. Look, we make media stuff out of this because what we try to do here is try to take an hour a night or hour and a half a night or whatever, and try to make a place that we can create hope and a good time for people to come to and know that they're not by themselves. That's what we do here. We offer some education, we offer some motivation, we offer some enlightenment and some tools to activate and do things themselves. There's a lot of people out there that aren't doing this, and they're using this for their own reasons and their own justification, maybe. I don't know what it is, but they need to get their head out of their asses and start doing this for the right reason. Because there are groups out there right now, like our boys Justin Nicely and Justin Harley and Josh Brown and all of them over there in Canton. Those guys are looking for blood, man, and they're not going to tolerate people sitting around in this movement anymore trying to do better things for themselves. This is no longer about that, and this movement needs to change. And they're going by hashtag stand up. So I ask you to join them in that. Hashtag stand up. And it's time that we're doing this for the right reasons, not for selfish ones. Francesca Amato dancing around in the saying that she's in the ballrooms with the president and this and that. I mean, that woman stole the legislation that she touts around, took that from me, and then goes around and says it's hers. And we've proved it on this show. So there's a lot of frauds and there's a lot of phonies out there. And I want to warn you of that. Very much so. I want you to warn you of that. You have a good heart, a solid drive for this battle, and I know that. And you have a lot of stake in this game. And I think you can do great things. Just beware of the trolls, beware of the trash. Make sure that when people are saying that they're going to help you, that they're people of their word and that they hold to what they're saying, because they don't need to waste another time of a good person coming out here to get in this fight with us. And that's all I got, Mr. Bain, for you. That's what I got to say.
Well, man, I appreciate it. And I appreciate everything y'all do. Y'all been doing it for a minute, and I can't say enough about how supportive it is. And I know y'all do things for the right reasons, and I'm just proud to know you. So,
well, thanks, Mr. Bain. I'm glad that you came back, because we've been looking for you, and
everybody's been looking for me.
This is not, yeah. Well, we've been looking for you for a good reason, or a good enough reason, anyway, not to cause harm. That's for sure. Yeah. So you know what? This is time that everybody reflects and everybody looks in. I mean, here's some fresh blood right in front of us, right here, and it's time that everybody looks at themselves in the mirror and decides whether or not this fight is or is not for them. And if it is, it's time to stand up.
It's not an easy fight. It's
No.
not. It's exhausting.
Look at me. Look at how much I've
exhausting.
aged. Yeah, it's day in and day out. It's just 24/7.
Look how long my goatee got since the last podcast.
I know. Holy shit! I was going to ask you, is that in extensions or
No, that's called them cheap county jail razors.
Yeah, I know about those. Certainly do. All right, Mr. Bain. I'll catch you on the next one. We'll talk soon.
All right, we'll be in touch soon, man. You have a great birthday.
Thanks, Mr. Bain. Everybody else, we'll be back. We'll be back. You'll catch us. We'll be here. Have a good weekend, everybody. Keep CPS out of your lives.
Protect our souls. Protect us all. Night knock and the sirens glow. Mama's crying while the cold winds blow. Papers in their hands saying sign right here, but the children hold tight when the heroes appear. Boots hit the pavement, truth in his eyes. The CPS Punisher hears every lie. Not for the money, not for the fame. He's standing for the families calling his name. And beside him rides Queen Tiff strong, voice like thunder when the system's wrong. Shield for the broken, hope for the weak, fighting for the parents too scared to speak. No revenge burning in their hearts tonight, just love for the children and the will to fight, trying to keep every family whole. That's the fire living deep in their souls. The CPS Punisher, Queen Tiff by his side, standing for the families they try to divide, holding the line so the children stay safe, never backing down, never losing faith. They'll fight together through the storm and pain, till families don't live in fear again. Voices rising loud across the nation's home. Protect our children, protect us all. Protect us all. Yeah. Courtroom shadows and the whisper spread, stories twisted till the truth seems dead. But the Punisher walks through the fear and smoke, giving strength to the people the system broke. Queen Tiff speaking with the warrior's flame, calling every injustice out by name. She says children need love, not endless control. You can't heal a family by breaking its soul. Neighbors gather raising signs up high, tears in their eyes but they won't hide. Every mother, every father knows love is the seed that a family grows. No revenge burning in their hearts tonight, just hope for tomorrow and the courage to fight, trying to keep every family whole. That's the fire living deep in their souls. The CPS Punisher, Queen Tiff by his side, standing for the families they try to divide, holding the line so the children stay safe, never backing down, never losing faith. They'll fight together through the storm and pain, till families don't live in fear again. Voices rising loud across the nation's home. Protect our children, protect us all. Protect us all. One day the fear won't haunt these streets. One day the crying finally sleeps. One day the children all come home and know family stands alone. The CPS Punisher, Queen Tiff standing tall, fighting for the families, fighting for them all. Not for vengeance, not for hate, but to keep love stronger than the state. And they'll keep marching till the whole world says children belong with the families. Hearts unbroken, voices unchained, till every child is safe again.
We know it's all about the money, we know they lie, we know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?